It's still early into the PBA's Governor's Cup, very early in fact, but the race for the coveted Best Player of the Conference award always starts from day one. Now joining us tonight to talk about the potential top candidates for BPC this conference is PBA champ and basketball analyst, as well as the Coach Willie Wilson. Coach Willie, just to clarify, this is your personal list and the potential candidates. In fact, some of them haven't even played yet.
And you know, we always like to get the early conversations going. Right?
Yeah, we have to get it started. So when
you guys just want controversy.
Yeah.
You guys just want
I wouldn't use that word. I wouldn't use that word, Coach Willie.
I want discussion points.
Okay, that's a nicer way to put it.
Yeah. So it's interesting because the one guy, I think, no big surprise here. Jumar Fajardo is probably top of a lot of people's list. Interesting because in a conference involving the smaller imports, or the 6'6" and so imports, Jumar Fajardo probably has a bit more production. We don't know how he's going to work in the SMB team right now with Coach George Gallant. Why do you think that he should be still near the top of that list?
Well, he makes that team go. But before, I'm sorry to cut you off, before we even talk about my list,
okay,
I have a surprise name for you that I did not put on the list because I did not want to be labeled as biased, but somebody who I feel deserves to be in consideration. I have to say Jason Perkins
really
deserves to be in consideration for the best player of the conference. But again, I am an assistant coach on the Phoenix Fuel Masters. So I left him off, but look at the body of work, look at the production and what he can produce and what I foresee him producing. I feel he deserves to be in the discussion. But moving forward with Jumar Fajardo, like I said, he makes the SMB team go. We played against them, their first game of the conference, and every time he was on the court, he just changes the whole dynamic for that team. There is nobody in the league that can guard him one-on-one. He is a walking double team every single time he is on the court, even when he does not touch the ball.
He will always be in the conversation.
Yes.
I think forever until, the guy decides to retire. Now, from the big guy, let's go to a small guy that you're considering, the reigning best player of the conference. Great showcase for him. Great Gilas showcase for him also. Almost 12 points, almost 8 rebounds a game. Probably one of the best rebounding small guys.
Yeah.
We're talking about Scotty Thompson.
Yep, small but big. He plays so much bigger than his height. And the great thing is that his rebounding travels. His rebounding, he can take it internationally, and it's there. His cutting, his off-ball movement, it just goes wherever he goes, and that's why I put him as a candidate for the best player of the conference, is because whatever conference he's playing in, whether it's the All-Filipino, the big import, the smaller import, he will always do the same damage and provide that same production for Ginebra because he does not need a play ran for him at any time of the game, and he will still produce.
And let's not forget the 6 assists and 2 steals a game.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
He just does so much, of course. And Scotty Thompson, again, has yet to play. So let's see whether or not that production still there. Of course, it's going to be a little championship hangover that will happen, and of course, that short break. The next guy you have also hasn't played yet. Jamie Malone's had a coming up party in game number 7 in the finals last time around. Do you think that that'll carry over? Can we expect even bigger numbers from a Jamie Malone compared to what we saw last time around?
I think yes. Number one, we are in the smaller import conference, and that should be the Jamie Malonzo conference. Why? That will be his matchup every single game. He will be matched up with the opposing team's import. Granted, that import plays semi-inside, but mostly on the wing, okay? He is blessed with phenomenal athleticism and in a much improved three-point shot, which we spoke about off the air. Which is, he now is virtually unguardable, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You get him the ball on transition, it's so hard to stop him because he's so fast and he's 6'6", and he's so strong and he's such a great finisher. In the half-court offense, you can't sag off of him anymore because he's draining his three-point shots. You close out long, he's going to blow by you and dunk on somebody. And you don't want to leave your teammates out to dry like that.
And he's not just a transition player anymore.
Not anymore.
He was such an effective transition player in college, right? And the jump in the PBA. The scoring champ, Rookie of the Year, Finals MVP, I think 2021, Mikey Williams has to be on your list.
Oh, definitely. Okay, he's not starting so far this conference. Came off the bench last game, and just went on a tear, almost 30 points, and so you just see whatever position you put him in, whatever role you put him in, super sub, starter, he's gonna produce for you. He's gonna give you the points, and that's why you have him there, basically, to stretch the defense, be that threat to always score whenever he's even just around the basketball. Again, similar to Junmar, you always have to account for Mikey Williams wherever he is on the court because he has so much shooting range, and he's such a tough shot maker.
Just to play devil's advocate here, because so this is the first time we're actually seeing him play in import conferences. Well, more since that All Filipino triumph that he had before. And again, the ball might not be in his hands a lot of times. Do you think that his numbers do take a dip from what we normally see? Because we saw one game he only scored 9,
right.
And now, but then he exploded another game. What are we going to see from Mike Williams throughout this conference, given that there's going to be another scorer on the floor?
I think that with the import that they have this conference, Hudson, he can play on the ball, but Hudson can also play off the ball. So I think that's going to help not only Mikey, but as well as the other teammates there. Our Pagoy will benefit from that, as well as Jason. Calvin Oftan is benefiting from that.
Yep.
So the role will not change for Mikey. Sorry, his job will still be to put the ball in the basket, which he is one of the best at doing in our league today.
One champion to another, one prolific scorer to another.
Yeah.
CJ Perez, the numbers back it up. 18, 5, and 7 so far.
Wow. Again, we played against SMB, and in preparation, in my mind, I kept thinking, all right, how are we going to stop CJ? All right, so I'm talking to the players. All right, so this is what we're going to do, right? Because he's so fast, not just in transition, but in the half court, because he has such great short area burst and speed that you go under. Now he's burying threes from 2 feet behind the three-point line. You trail over, and he's attacking so quick to the basket. And he's such a great finisher at the rim with his athleticism and his quickness. I also look at him as somebody that is virtually unguardable in the PBA today.
We're actually watching some of the highlights, and every point you made, he did. I believe as you're saying it. And just to illustrate why you said Jason Perkins deserves to be there, his average is this conference 15 points per game, 4.7 rebounds per game, and 3.3 assists per
show
game.
Love. Gotta show love.
Gotta show love.
Putting Phoenix on his back, we're looking for that first win, and I think he's going to bring us there.